Hey everyone, what's going on? Maji here with the patch notes rundown review video for the update of November the 28th, 2012. Surprisingly, first up under the graphical category, there's not really all that many this week. First up, players' left hands now grip a fishing pole correctly. An issue with the animation for crafting battle staves have been fixed. The illuminated holy book no longer stays in the player's hand when performing emotes. The Easter carrot now has an animation when using the whack option. And finally, the ward of subjugation now sheathes correctly. Under the quest challenges and achievements category, Dementius' information for finding Caleb in the family crest quest is now up to date. Players can now light the dragon heads under the backstorian falls. Salty water can once again be obtained from the salty lake north of Sophanum, or Sophanum, ever how you say it. The Embalmer now offers clearer instructions during Ixthran's Little Helper. The Arania Mania task can once again be completed. Mauritania 4 Legs once again gives a chance of creating a 4-dose prayer renewal potion. The Hard Leather Challenge can now be completed. A problem preventing the Elemental Workshop quest from being completed has been fixed. This is all 3 of them, by the way. The Amulet of Catspeak should now locate Bob correctly. And finally, daily challenges to make Weapon Poison and Weapon Poison Plus can now be completed. Under the Skills and Minigames category, players now receive combat experience from the Dominion Tower. Players are now able to cast Bind, Snare, and Entangle on Implings in Puro Puro by first targeting them. All of the NPCs in Temple Trekking are now as powerful as they should be post the Evolution of Combat update. Players can once again create Guthix Balance Potions. Creating a 3-dose Fletching Potion will now give the correct experience. Dungeoneering Filed now simply fill all instead of asking you how many you want to fill. Spirit Cobra pouches now recognize Temple Trekking snake hides, and the Praying Mantis pouch materials have been corrected. This week they added a brand new combat category because the Evolution of Combat was last week and is bound to have a few minor bugs. First up, Glacors have been tweaked and are now a bit tougher. Dungeoneering NPCs have been tweaked to hit a bit harder. Dungeoneering skill doors now hit players a bit harder when you fail them. Familiar's intelligence has been improved to allow them to attack and tag monsters for you with their primary attack. The King Black Dragon now awards drops and experience to groups correctly. Yet Medjkot will now heal properly. That is the healers for Jad in the fight caves, if you didn't know. The Amulet of Fury and its automated version now have the same stats. They've fixed the information on the Zamorak Coif so it no longer displays incorrect ranged requirements. The Borrowed Power spell should now work correctly with the Home Teleport and the Telekinetic Grab. Group Combat experience is now assigned correctly. Various items no longer show a level 1 requirement in error. Lasarkos is now weak to ice arrows once again. Prayer potions and flasks now restore the correct amount of prayer points. If I'm not mistaken, I heard this a couple of weeks ago, I think. The Ghastly Request Scroll will now restore 100 prayer points. The Degraded Corrupt Dragon Spear now has the correct attack speed. They fixed the Decorative Armor tooltip so it now displays the correct defense level. They fixed a typo on the welcome screen for people logging into the game for the first time since the Evolution of Combat update last week. They've also fixed some level requirements for a handful of rune and steel items. They've also matched the stats of a number of enchanted helms to their basic versions. Infernal Mages will no longer deal damage after they have been killed. And they've brought all the Slayer Helm variants up to the stats that they should be regardless of their color. And finally, under combat this week, you can no longer use the Greater Runic Staff to cast spells higher than your level allows you to. And finally, the short other category this week. The Festival of the Dead content has been removed from the game entirely. They've also removed a Force Walk tile within the Goblin Village. Players will no longer receive an Airness Loyalty Shop items awaiting delivery style message whenever they log into the game. Opening a stats interface and the player loyalty store at the same time will no longer cause the top level interface to go blank. Sacred Pyrologs once again work for creating eucalyptus pyralogs. Players can now pick belladonna flowers with gloves of silence equipped, and finally, this week, the Lumberj Cook food hamper now works as it is intended. So of course, for the update coming up next week, if you want the patch notes rundown for that, be sure to hit the subscribe button on the screen and feel free to check out one of the other 2 videos on the screen. You should be expecting daily skill deals a little bit later on today, and I thank you all for watching.